Hi, it's Dr. Games with another gamer skills video about the Dark Book. In this particular case, we're going to go get the Arcane Cube from the Ancient Ruins. So we're going to zip through the parts in this video that are pretty straightforward. Now I'm slowing down a little bit because when you get to the entrance of the Undercroft there are 4 very tough creatures that you have to fight. Now, one of the things you might think about doing is just lobbing fireballs at them and figuring, since, by the way, they don't respond to that, you figure it'd probably kill them, but I will demonstrate here in a moment. Yeah, look. Now, I'm going to draw them out. You're going to want to draw them one at a time. Very gingerly. Just inch your character forward. Doesn't matter whether you approach from the left or the right. You just don't want to approach from the front when all 4 of them will bull rush you. Now, notice that it took very few hit points off of it. It turns out that I tried to do that, and in fact it will not allow you to kill them that way. You have to be involved in some kind of melee to take them out. So better to have your fireball charged up, hit them with your sword, also hit them with fireball, and that proves to be a very effective procedure for taking them all out. So this part I'm zipping up to because it's, wash, rinse, repeat kind of thing. Then just go down into that area, and this is relatively linear. Now you're going to want to go through in the order that I'm going to show you in the video. We're going to zip through most of it. There's a couple places that there's some chests and there's levers. That's the main thing you're going to want to see. There's levers. And you have to pull the levers in the rooms before other areas will open up. So you really have to go through it in the same direction that I'm going to take you through. Although I believe it's also the natural direction that you would take. So there's a few chests in there. When you clear things out, there is a lever. Notice that the way you activate it is that you have to stand in the right place and then hit it with your arm or with your weapon, and that's that. And the door just opened up. Now we're going to zip through the next several portions. That's the door that opened up. It wouldn't have been open if you hadn't clicked the lever. And again, we're going to zip through this at about 10 times speed. But you can follow up on the mini map up above, up in the upper right. You can see where we're going. And this is all just one room. See that? It's the room up there on top with the blingy skull. Okay. So you get an idea. We're really in the first big room encounter. If you go about this, there's another lever. You gotta click that. If you go about this, you will get overwhelmed by being rushed by a number of the creatures. A couple more chests. Go in here. Those doors have been opened by another lever. We open that one. That's opened another lever. And we continue on. And we're getting closer, closer, closer. Open another one. And now we're to the final encounter, very close to the final encounter. So I'm going to slow it back down there. Now, once you get in that final room, which we'll see in a moment here. Oh, look. At demonstrating opening and closing the door. You could actually, one of the few places you could actually see the door in the screen. So just having a little fun there. Walk inside. Okay. See the one head. You want to take your time with this because it's very, very easy to just run down and get overwhelmed. Now, one thing I would tell you about adversaries, and we'll see this in the final room, if you run far enough away, they'll go back to the original position. And now you're sealed in that final room. You're either going to have to survive or die. And you don't want to die because everything resets when you die in this game. Alright, so good to stay healed up. I always try to stay at 100%, and you'll see in a moment that was a very good strategy. So I'm just trying to see if I can destroy the minions, so I'm not going to get trapped all at once with the big bad guy. Notice there's a chest up there in the corner. Okay. One of the things you have to be mindful from a logistics standpoint is how much you're carrying in this game, but also how much damage any particular weapon has taken. This is probably also a time to, unlike other games where you have to go back to a town or you have to do something special to level up, you can actually just level up from that screen while you're adventuring, and it's always in your best interest to try to level up while you're adventuring. You don't want to get overloaded though, because that decreases your flight speed, which can be deadly, as we'll see here in a second. Okay, so we are assuming that if we go down or south, however you want to say it, yeah, there's the big bad guy, and he does some kind of terrible something to you, and even though you heal yourself and you're hitting it with fireballs, etc., you are still gonna die if you're not careful. So discretion was better part of valor. And even though these things are running at you, it turns out they don't really do a very good job of hitting you while they're running. Now remember, I talked, if you run far enough, they just go back to wherever their location is. And see, I tried to take it, but it wouldn't let me. They were going to get me in time, and they were going to wipe me out. So I run until the minimum number of those creatures and the boss are following me. Observe. And you will see eventually I will take a stand here in a second. So I turn around, and most of them have gone back except for 2 and the boss. So I took out the goblin super quick, and then I just beat the creature. And that was, you could say I was lucky. You could say I was lucky. So, but my experience will guide you. So I tried that, the shield. You can see that I tried to use the shield. I tried to use the fireball. And I think the bottom line is you're just going to have to draw him away, because if you take him on up there at the front, there's a bunch of his tough goblins that'll take you on. And so to survive, you're going to want to draw him out and then run back to a location where you can take on the minimum number of those goblins at a time. Another strategy would be to go around both sides of the outside of the room and get rid of as many goblins as you could. But there's still the ones left in the middle, and by the time you draw them, you're going to draw him too. So just make sure that when you take him on, you've got a fireball that's fresh, you've got the magical shield on, and you are ready to just hit him repeatedly, whack him repeatedly with your sword. And there's not too much more to say. We're going to go ahead and very quickly finish up here. And that's it. Nothing left. I can take it, and then you can go ahead and teleport back to town. And I don't need to show you that, because you don't want to cast it right there, because the teleport's on the other side of the wall, not so useful. So I had to wait for that to recharge. So you're going to want to give it some space, and then go ahead and teleport back to town. And that is really it. So thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this, please think about subscribing, and I appreciate your support. Have a great day.